What's going on, everybody? Hello. Welcome to the Hustling Sideways podcast. Hi. I'm Alan Halas. I'm a music writer.
I'm Jim Love, and I'm a keynote and motivational speaker.
And we do this show every other Monday where we've got guests. And when we don't have guests, we just talk.
We just talk because we like to talk, and we get lonely. And so we figured, let's just call it a bonus episode where in reality, we're just another. I wanted to talk.
It's just another episode.
But you're here and you're joining us, and we're happy to see that.
In addition to the shows where we have guests, we talk about things that people with side businesses, side hustles, whatever they may be, things that they all go through.
Yeah.
And they experience common experiences
based off of our world.
Yeah.
We Alan and I will text, before a show, be like, this is something I've experienced before, like in the past, whatever it might be. And so it's very much real things that we've navigated through, haven't perfected by any stretch of the imagination.
We came up with today's literally 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's a little behind the scenes.
We work efficiently.
Yes, and today's topic is...
Yes, it is using tools for success.
And the reason why I said is because it's what I forgot what we were calling it. So thank you, Alan, for taking over.
No, we have different tools for success that we use, new things that we are learning, little tips and tricks that help us along the way. The kind of stuff that you can use too, no matter what your side hustle is. They're kind of important.
Existing technologies that we now have in this world, many of which are free, that you can utilize to your benefit to make sure either you're getting your point across, you're creating content, and you're out there for the world to see in whatever medium or appropriate measure that is for you.
Yes.
And that's what we want to talk about today. So, Alan, what are the ways that you utilize technology to make content, to send it, etc.?
So if you've noticed, we put out a lot of stuff.
We do.
Us? Me.
Oh.
There's a lot of stuff that goes through this computer.
That was an assumed we, so I just want to make sure we're
No, an assumed we is good. There's a lot of content that gets made in this house.
Actually, in this room specifically.
Specifically in this room.
Yeah.
Spend some time on the couch, but specifically in this house. I am a proponent of recently starting to use some of the AI stuff that's coming out. I'm excited by it. So ChatGPT, I'm sure if you've been following business,
I have no idea what that is.
It is essentially it's a chat bot where it's kind of like Google but beyond.
Oh, geez.
So it can write articles for you.
Yeah.
It can write descriptions for things, Instagram captions. I actually had it make, just to play with it, I had it make a workout plan for me.
Oh, wow.
So it can do a lot.
Literally everything.
It is probably one of the first times that we have like really, really good AI that's available to the public. So it's going to be scary what we do with it in the next, 5-10 years.
Yeah. So get ahead of it.
Exactly. So get ahead of it, use it. I use it and I am not apologetic about it. Like it is a time saver for things.
Absolutely.
Sometimes when it's the mundane stuff, stuff that you don't necessarily need to write a full long explanation about, or maybe just don't really care about that much.
Yeah. Not worth your time.
Yeah, you can totally utilize it. I think the major thing about it is that you craft what goes into it. So, if I'm rewriting something, or if I'm, want to put together an article, I've definitely put together articles for Breaking and Entering using ChatGPT, where I just put in the bullet points of what I want it to hit on, and it does it.
That's awesome.
Creates it for you. It's amazing. It's absolutely mind blowing as somebody that remembers like dial up internet to see that we have gone to this level.
And you're all thinking about the sound that dial up internet made.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Yeah, that's great.
So that is one thing that I'm using. Another thing that I'm using right now is Axiom for AI. It's AI scheduling, and I've really only started to play with that.
Yeah.
But another one that is very, very dangerous in the sense of, not dangerous, but like useful.
Yes, exactly.
In the sense that, again, when it's mundane, repetitive things that you have to do for work or whatever, it does it.
Yeah.
It's that's like having another person there. I mean, I use it for sales techniques right now.
Yeah.
I call it the Breaking and Entering sales team because it sends
you have your own free sales.
It's able to cold email. You know what I mean? A spreadsheet of people, and you can create it to do. I mean, you can really program it to do whatever you want. It's amazing what we are able to accomplish.
Well, take notes, peeps, because that's something you should all
go
be
look
utilizing.
them up because it is worth your time. It is worth the time saved. for sure.
I love it.
I'm a big proponent on it.
Yeah. Well, I think so. In my world, I'm not using that stuff.
Right.
Just be honest. What I found is existing technology with social media, those types of platforms. Something I do a lot, of course, in my side world hustle is I do a lot of content regarding motivation, leadership, development, all those types of things. And it's difficult to craft those messages like on the spot. And I used to challenge myself to do that like in the morning or at night. And it's like when you've had a long day or you're tired, you can't do it. So I utilize the drafts, often. Like I'll go on Twitter. I have 20 drafts of different just stuff I didn't even complete. I'm like, here's an idea I had. Write it down. Let's see what happens. I'll put it in drafts and go edit it later.
Yeah.
So if I have an hour to kill or something, I'm like, what do I have in here and go? And then I schedule stuff. It's like I know people are going to be looking at this time or Saturday morning, whatever it might be. And I know that those already exist. And that may sound like a no-brainer, but I wasn't doing that before.
Right.
And it was exhausting to just try and like keep up with this. And not to say that you need to be posting something all the time, but you need to be pretty consistent about doing stuff. And if you want to have a presence and a brand, that's what I like. That's what I like mine to be. A mixture of humor, I think, and of motivation is what I like to put out there. So I'm typing stuff up all the time. I do use like my iPhone notes, but generally within the actual media, like on LinkedIn, I post stuff on LinkedIn all the time.
Yeah.
That sometimes gets some pretty good numbers, and it's fun. Like I enjoy doing that. I have messages in my head that I've either spoken about, heard someone speak about, or just have crafted based off of someone's message. Like that sounds interesting. What if they took it to this degree?
Right.
And as a speaker, it's important to do that because I'm always evolving my talk too. I wrote my talk almost 10 years ago. Things have changed,
Yeah, exactly.
And I have to keep up with that. And so I'm always adding new flavors or kind of going, off the cuff, if you will. But having the technology at my fingertips where I'm utilizing what it already has is important. And I think sometimes we don't do that. We don't realize what the technology has and what we, drafts, scheduling, all that kind of stuff, and take advantage of it. It's out there and you can use it.
It's amazing the amount that you learn from just playing around with things.
Oh, exactly.
So recently, Twitter also has now that you can schedule tweets from the Twitter app, not from the phone app, but from like the web version.
Right.
And I learned that LinkedIn has scheduling posts now. So I can start, I got to get better at it, honestly. But I can start scheduling things on LinkedIn to go out to my network at a certain time.
Yeah.
This show obviously gets scheduled to come out at the same time
Spoiler
every
alert,
week.
This is scheduled.
I don't sit there at like 7 o'clock in the morning every week and go, okay, press it.
And I know you all thought that, and I apologize that Alan is not that committed to this show to do that. That's a head
But it's
up.
amazing. So you and I live in a content world where we both know that like these things are available.
It matters, yeah.
I'm sure somebody watching this or listening to this is learning this for the first time.
Absolutely.
That you can use some of this stuff.
Yeah. So go explore it.
Yeah.
And make it your own and form your brand within your brand, if you will. Like this is how I do it, how I go about it. Find your subjective way in which to be successful on content and using technology.
Absolutely. Another one I will quickly plug is Later.
Oh.
It is an
You're going to
app.
plug it later? Well,
No. I'm plugging it now.
Just do it now.
But it's later.
Oh.
But I'm plugging it now.
Who's on first?
I don't know who's on third. It's an app called Later. You can use it to schedule your Instagram posts. You can use it to schedule TikToks now.
Oh, damn.
And like you can schedule on TikTok if you have a business profile, but you can only go 10 days out on TikTok native. On Later, I can schedule one to go out next year if I want.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah. So
that's
it's
wild.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's super
You
useful.
should make a wild prediction. Like sports
it.
prediction or something, and just be like, here it is. And if that came true, and you just were like that day, like,
and just put it out a year later.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Well, okay, what's today? July. Oh my God,
Alan.
It's been a long day.
It's January 13th.
It's January 13th.
So you make a national champion call for football.
National champion for football next year.
Which probably will, could be Georgia again.
All right, well, I'm gonna make it, and we'll put it out on TikTok a year from now.
Yeah.
And then maybe the reaction after that
will be awesome.
Yeah, we can stitch it if that's still a thing we can do.
So anyway,
I'm gonna go ahead and say that Alabama goes back to the national championship.
Your predictions
I know that's an easy
suck.
Georgia's won it the last 2 years.
Yeah, but Alabama is.
It's an easy one. I'm not saying TCU, or I'm not saying I wanted TCU to win.
I think Ohio State will take it.
Ohio State is going to take it.
Bama's. I'm not a Bama guy.
Okay.
So yeah, Ohio State. You got Alabama.
Okay.
You heard it here first, January 13th next year, 2024.
And Marquette will have they will be ranked by this time next year.
Yes, ranked again, no doubt. No, if they're not, that's going to be awful.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you for coming.
Yes.
And if you want to follow this podcast, how do they do that?
Well, if you're listening for the first time, thank you. Hello, welcome. You can go check us out. We are everywhere. We are Hustling Sideways on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. We are all of those places.
Everywhere.
If you can subscribe to this podcast wherever you get podcasts. And if you want to be on the show, come drop us a line.
I was going to point to the chair you'd be sitting in, and I just realized it's not there.
Not there today.
Yeah.
HustlingSideways@gmail.com. Tell us about your side hustle. And if you're lucky, you probably are, we will get you on the show.
Spoiler alert, you probably will.
Come talk to us. But yeah, no, go learn your technology.
Yeah,
go
and then
use
come
the
back
tools.
and then talk to us.
For sure.
Anyway,
Anyway,
keep on hustling.
we'll see you next time.
It's been real.